I am choosing this population because I am a single parent with 4 children. Also, many of my friends also fit in this category. I have a lot of family support and my kids are with their dad 40% of the time. I would also like to know more about this population in regard to parents that do not have any family or other parent support. All of these populations come with their own challenges. I can relate to this topic and want to gain knowledge on how to help myself as well as others I know in the same situation. The population I have picked to focus on is single parents with multiple children. The population is vulnerable for many reasons. The first reason is poverty. Single parents are more likely to live in poverty. This is because they only have one source of income and also need caregivers, so they can work. Another reason they are vulnerable is because their children lack supervision compared to those families with 2 parents. Most of the single parents have to work and take care of children if they have no other support. Another reason this population is vulnerable is that single parents often have to put their children's needs above their own, risking their well-being as well as their health. In Davis County, single-parent homes make up 14% of the population. Single-parent homes make up 18% of the populations in Utah. The United States has the highest rate of children living with single parents. 23% of Utah's population are single parents. The world has a population of 7% single parents. The population in Utah is smaller than the national population. Utah has a predominant religion that teaches its members against divorce and having children outside of marriage. Utah has a higher than average marriage rate compared to most other states. There are many social determinants of health that are a barrier for the population I picked. In the economic stability section, employment would be one because of the lack and price of childcare for single parents. This can lead to food and housing instability and poverty. In the education section, enrollment in a higher education could be a barrier, because again, this is affected by lack and price of childcare if these single parents have younger children. In the social and community context section, there could be some discrimination against this vulnerable population. With this section, my opinion is that it depends on the culture of where the single parent lives. In the health and healthcare section, a barrier could be access to healthcare because of money. A single parent may not have a job that provides benefits, or they are not able to have a full-time job because of childcare. The barrier to neighborhood and built environment would be because of lack of funds. With a single parent having only one income, they are at a risk of having low-quality housing and access to healthy foods. One specific concern for this population is burnout. As a single mom, there are so many things to be responsible for and a lot of times no one there to share in the tasks. Burnout can be physical or emotional. Economical concerns for this population would be to get a job and be able to support the children that are depending on them. This population is vulnerable mostly because of the issue of one income and the expense of childcare. One other reason this population is vulnerable is because of emotional exhaustion and burnout, affecting mental health, which can lead to physical health issues. The physiological area of the pyramid has some things that are not met. Most likely breathing and excretion are met. The other things like food and water could not be met if the individual did not have money for food and the drinking water may not be good in the area in which they live. Sex could be lacking also if they are single and do not have a partner at the current time, or for other reasons. Homeostasis is achieved when things are right and everything comes together. This would be a problem for this vulnerable population. Safety would be a concern because of the lack of the whole family unit. Sometimes jobs are hard to keep with this population because they wear so many hats. Resources are limited for them as well. Love and belonging. Friendships may be hard to maintain because of busy schedules. The family unit is not complete, and once again, there can be a lack of sexual intimacy. Esteem would be hard because it requires confidence. Single parents may not have the confidence in their abilities because they are asked to do so much, and when this happens, things always suffer. Achieving dreams or even tasks is a lot harder when there isn't a partner to help out. Self-actualization can happen with this population, but is very hard to achieve. Accepting the facts that this population is single and raising children on their own can be very hard. Creativity, spontaneity, and problem solving can be achieved with a lot of hard work, working through the obstacles of being a single parent. Functional level and outcomes may be worse than in the average population. The hierarchy can be achieved for this population, but it is going to take a lot of work. There are certain sections that will be harder than others. Health outcomes are more likely to be lower than the average population. A single mother's child has an increased risk of hospitalization. The top contributors were moms that did not have higher education and/or have low income. In researching this topic, the most common factor for all the extra problems and stigmas associated with this population is income. When it comes down to it, single parents are in a lower income bracket, therefore contributing to health issues. This affects the mom and her children. The population is at higher risk for non-communicable diseases. One of the major conditions in this population is obesity. This stems from poor eating habits. This again is due to the lower income of this population. Parental influences are strong when children are young and forming these habits. Single parents are not able to be around their children as much due to time constraints. Metabolic syndrome is another non-communicable disease due to the same factors as obesity. Bone disease is common in children that have unhealthy eating habits. Government programs can help with this disease, giving single parents more resources. This population is at a higher risk for self-care deficits and self-harm. This can stem from the single parent's emotional state. A good relationship between the parent and the child may be hard to form because of the obstacles they are facing. If a good relationship can be formed, the risk of these areas are less. Poverty also plays a big role in these risks. Socioeconomic status is shown to be an indicator whether a parent or child will have suicide ideation or not. The risk of this population being harmed and harming others is greater than the average population. There are many reasons for this. Lower economic status plays a big role in stress levels. If stress levels are higher, parents are more likely to take it out on their children. Another reason for this risk is that the parent has a higher chance of being abused at some point in their life. This can lead to future abuse as well as abuse of children. Parents who are abused are more likely to have aggressive parenting styles.